Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
The grift never stops. And with that said, the Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
and
that's
I was
good.
Just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat, Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What up, chat? What up, chat? What up, chat? Happy Hotep Thursday. Strong Dad in the chat. What up, yo? Heather, Dre Brown, Renee Vogel, Steph Colonel, Don Day, Justine Ellison, Kelson. What up, man? Haram Life. Check out the Haram Life podcast, our sister station. And Darion Gario. What up, y'all? Welcome, welcome, welcome all. Whew. Announcements. My new management team has put together some interesting things. Looks like we're working on a Rumble sponsorship. Alhamdulillah. A potential Rumble sponsorship is in the works. What up, Lauren? What up, Ronan? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'll keep you updated on that front. Let me make sure my Telegram isn't open. Is this Telegram? Yeah, let me quit Telegram so we don't get any background noises. So cross your fingers. Let's hope and a wish that we get a little bit of love from Rumble over on this channel. There's potential to, get us a couple of shekels, but also to be one of the premier channels featured on the Rumble network. I was thinking about this. You think about a lot of the people that have large platforms, or large channels. A lot of it has to do with what the platform does for them. They have, partnerships with the platform helps them grow their channel. It's not just because, who they are or they put out great content. A lot of times people get help, and Hotep Jesus needs all the help he can get. You know what I'm saying? So let's look out for that. And hopefully it'll help me prioritize the Rumble chat. What up, Kay? Kay and Leah over on Rumble. What up, Leah? Shout out to Leah helping us out. Leah is our PR, public relations representative for Hotep Nation. Shout out to her, doing a fabulous job. Leah, you think we could press up a press release for the Grifties? I don't think we did that. Or did we? I think we did one for something related to the Grifties, but I don't think we did one for the YouTube release. Hopefully we can get one of those up and out. You did one? But I think that was for the actual Grifties event itself. Was that for the release, the public release? to the YouTube. I think that's a little bit different. And the more the merrier, you know. Let's discuss when you have an opportunity. With that being said, let's go ahead and get right into today's show. We got a good show lined up for you today. Great show lined up for you today. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. And so without further ado, we're going to start today off with the Men of Order moment of the day. So, this hit the internet, and it caused a little bit of a kerfuffle. I don't even know if I used that word right. It just sounded good to use at that moment. Started a little bit of a kerfuffle. Did I say it right? What is it, kerfluffle? How does that word go? Kerfuffle. Commotion, controversy. Oh, I did use it right. Okay, cool. Caused a little bit of a kerfuffle. English is a hilarious language. What kind of word is kerfuffle? Kerfuffle. I don't even know how that entered my vocabulary. Let's go to the tape.
For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, Homemaker.
Damn. He got a little choked up. You know, and I could see why. But then we had a little bit of pushback here. Here's Lex P. Lex P from the Poor Minds podcast. Shout out to Lex P. I disagree with Lex. She says telling a woman who just graduated college that their greatest accomplishment and purpose in life is to be a wife, mother, and homemaker is one of the most diabolical things I've ever heard. Huh? What? Lex, the fuck are you talking about? Diabolical. See, this is the issue. This is feminism has done a number on us. Let's go to my timeline. Let's go to my timeline really fast, and then we'll circle back to this. Because I made a comment in regard to this a little bit earlier, and I said the most important role a woman can have is homemaker. This should not be controversial. And I said this before I saw Alexa's commentary. So for her, it's diabolical. And to me, I'm like, why is this controversial? We think about all of the things that's wrong with, let's just say, our nation, right? This great nation of America, as the politicians would state it, right? This great nation of America, United States of America, and all the problems that we have, all the cucked men, the lack of masculinity, too much masculinity amongst the women. You know what it comes back to? It comes back to broken homes. When we look at the violence in the urban communities, as they call them. Gang violence, teens running the streets. I remember I heard this one story where a child was, I don't know, 10, 11, 12 years old, somewhere in that range. And it's 11 p.m. at night, and they are wandering the streets. And that made me sad. It really made me sad. Because where are the parents? Probably hooked on drugs somewhere, or dad might be detained by the police in prison or something like that. But the problems that we face in the black community has a lot to do with the lack of homemakers. We had war take men out of the home and send them to fight Vietnam, World War I, World War II, and all the other little skirmishes in between. Then the men came back with drug addictions and PTSD, which didn't allow them to be the fathers that they wanted to be. Then we had LBJ, and we had the welfare system, which incentivized women to kick the man out so that Uncle Sam could pay her bills. We had feminism, tell women to go out into the workforce. We saw also the other day a bit of communism, as Jonah pointed out, where black women were forced to work because they were married to soldiers, and the government checks from the soldiers allowed black women to stay home, and the whites didn't like that. In whatever states this was pertinent to, I believe this was the Carolinas, maybe North Carolina or something like that. But the fact of the matter is, we got to stop sending women to college.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
We got to stop sending women to college. You know, women need to go to vocational schools, okay? We need to make home ec great again.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Make home ec great again, okay? We are losing recipes, as the kids say. We are losing recipes. We need to get women in front of the stove, in front of the oven, in front of the kitchen sink, in the grocery store, in front of the Singer, I believe is the name of the brand of the sewing machine. My daughter came home, picked her up from school last week. She said to me, Dad, I want to learn how to sew. Oh, it made me so proud. Alhamdulillah. So we can make that happen. Daughter of mine, sweet, loving daughter of mine. We can absolutely make that happen. And my daughter is, I failed her as a father. I was a young father and I failed her, so she went to college. I was not able to secure her a husband. So here she is out here trying to find a way. Hopefully with the little one, we'll be able to secure her a husband before too late. And I think a lot of that has to come back to, just the community, right? Back in the day, you fell in love with your your high school mate, and then you got married. Your day of graduation, you got married. And you had kids, and he went off and he went to work and he took care of you, and you could be a homemaker. But to say that this is diabolical, to say that being a homemaker is diabolical, to say that what is more precious than the life of a baby? What is more precious than that? What is more precious than life itself? What is more important than raising the next generation? And this is the psyop that has taken place on the modern woman. The modern woman has believed that her career is more important than the babies. Her career is more important than securing the future of our nation. Women talk about the men, and the men don't do this, and the men didn't do that. You know who raised them? The modern woman.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
It is the modern woman that raised the men women complain about. That was a failure of the modern system. The modern woman decided she was going to go out into the workforce instead of raising her son and giving him the values of protecting and providing for women and raising good, strong men. And that's why women today, the modern woman has to go out into the workforce because the men just aren't taking their Apex. They're just not taking their Apex. Apex on sale right now, 30% off. Hit the link in the description box below. Coupon code Grift Report. But it is a failure of the woman. Now, I can't put all the blame on the woman because, well, the control design had a lot to do with that. As I told you about war, et cetera, et cetera. Ronald Reagan's crack cocaine campaign. The Contra scheme. But here we have it today where a man comes to tears because the women have graduated, and he said, you know, although they'll be going on and having careers to make profits for big corp or little corp, nothing is more important than being a homemaker. And that should not be controversial, which takes us to the grifter of the day. Grifter of the day, Mark Lamont Hill. This isn't surprising. Mark Lamont Hill responds to this story. He says, super gross. Super gross? He says, but I suspect the institution knew exactly what they were getting. Benedictine is a private Catholic school. They didn't randomly decide to invite an NFL kicker to be speaker because of his gravitas. His beliefs are well known. Well, you know what? Maybe this is where we need to send our children to school if they're going to come out with these values. Now, I asked him, I said, wait, what did he say that was so bad? I am confusion. Mark Lamont Hill has refrained to respond. He does not want to, let's just say, he understands the power of Hotep.
Hotep.
I just don't understand Mark Lamont Hill. I just don't understand him. I would love some clarity on this matter. Love to get some clarity on this matter and have a conversation with him, or just have him respond or elaborate as to why he thinks this is super gross. What? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. What is more important than the babies? I guess Mark Lamont Hill is one of these male feminists. I know he hangs out on the Democratic blue-white side of things. He's part of the blue wokes. That's really what he is. He's a blue woke. And this is just quite unfortunate rhetoric from him. Sad to see him go out like this. Sad to see him go out like this. But it's just this type of rhetoric that has destroyed the black community and is currently destroying the black community. It is these universities that these women graduate from that inject and infiltrate the minds of these women with the Marxist dogma, the doctrine of Karl Marx, which I've been reading a lot about lately. More on that later, at a later date. I'm very much studying. I'm reading 2 books at the same time right now. One of them, but actually 2 books at the same time, I'm rereading. I'm at the point now where I don't want to read new books. I want to read the books I've already read over again, because as you get smarter and things become more clear. Sometimes you got to revisit those things to see what you missed. And I'm starting to see the things I missed or didn't understand before. But in these universities, which Mark Lamont Hill is a professor at, so I understand why he acts like this, because maybe he's been infected with the Marxist bug, the socialist communist doctrine of the European, might I add. This comes straight out of Europe. Whereas capitalism was born out of Kemet. It is a African machination. It's an African invention, capitalism is. If you don't believe me, Shaka Akmos has an entire course on this. Capitalism invented by ancient Kemet. It's very much coinage and whatnot. Anyway, trading of goods based upon a currency. They had money. They loved money. Mansa Musa, richest man ever, according to record. But it's these universities that teach this feminist, leftist doctrine that leaves a child alone and lonely, wondering where they should find love. So while mom is out at work, this boy grows up not knowing love. So because he does not know love, he seeks love in all of the wrong places. In fact, the young boy confuses attention for love. He confuses affection for love, these expressions. Then he grows up and he becomes a player because one woman can't satisfy him because he doesn't even know what love looks like. So he bounces from woman to woman. I'm talking about myself right now.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
And he grows up to become a player because he does not know what love feels like. This is what happens when you send a woman out into the workforce. When women believe that money raises children. Money doesn't raise children. Time raises children. Then the school system destroys them little by little, especially little black boys, where little black boys are sent to the principal's office much more than the white counterparts. And when there's altercations between him and his white counterparts, the white counterparts are never wrong and the little black child is always wrong. Still talking about myself right now.
Hotep.
This is what happens when the black woman believes that education and money raises children. So he grows up looking for love. He can't find it because he doesn't even know what it is. And then all of the women whose hearts he breaks creates a chain reaction to where they don't trust men, and then they go on and they have more failed relationships, and it's just a domino effect. All created because we want to send women to the university. We want to send women into the workforce. Sad, sad, sad tale. We're going to need some course correction at some point. Okay? We're going to need some course correction at some point. Anyway, enough with my biography. Let's go to the next grifter of the day. Where are we at here? Hold on. Let's pull this up on your screen. Speaking of universities and black women, here we have the black woman, allegedly a professor at the university. Let's take a look.
These young people are going to be the ones that have to pay the price for these horrible decisions. These police officers out here today, that's thousands of student scholarships. Thousands of students could have been able to go to school and have books and have housing. But instead, our chancellor, who is a very cruel man, decided to send thousands of dollars worth of state funding paid for by the taxpayers into the trash.
Are you concerned about this jeopardizing your job?
For real. What job do I have if the students don't have a future? These young...
Like I said, black women in universities. Next up for Grifter of the Day. Absolutely ridiculous. We got a little bit of squabble. We got a little bit of beef. You thought Drake and Kendrick was beef. How about Tim Pool versus Peanut Butter and Jelly, a.k.a. PBD, a.k.a. Patrick Bet-David? So he says it's official. Both Chris Cuomo and comic Dave Smith agreed to do a sit-down with a live audience. This whole conversation is just a huge distraction. We're over here arguing about the Middle East. Fuck the Middle East. We don't give a shit about the Middle East. And hamdulillah to Israel. Alhamdulillah. Says, take notes, Tim Cass. Win your fans back by having and hosting important debates. And Tim Pool said, actually, I was asked to do the debate and turned it down. Peanut Butter and Jelly says, turned it down. Our team and your team spoke. Your booker said you wanted us to fly you down in a private jet, which was strange because after I attended your paid event in Miami for free. Let us know if you want to see the email exchange. I'll wait. We got Grifter on Grifter violence. Temple, so yeah, I turned it down because it's impossible for me to fly there. I didn't say I didn't want to do it. I want to call him out. I just can't afford to fly to Miami on a Friday night or make it in time if I fly Saturday morning. I got no beef. Tim Pool got a show to run, PBD. Peanut Butter and Jelly got a show to run. You ain't about to stop Tim Cash. You know how much money he make during one of them shows? Huh? You ain't about to stop that cash cow. Tim Pool continues and he says, I don't know what the beef is. Peanut Butter and Jelly asked my team if I debate Cuomo. I said I can't get there because we are live Friday nights. If they can do a PJ, I can make it. If not, I can't. That's it. No beef. I look forward to Dave roasting Cuomo. So Tim Pool is like, if you want me to be there on time, the only possible way is we got to take the PJ. You know what I'm saying? We got to take the PJ. Tim Pool's about his business. He's not about to cancel his show to be on somebody else's show. And I think that's a very smart business move. Why would I go promote your show when my show is popping? That is, you know, I definitely feel that. I definitely feel that. But there's more. He's actually released the email. The email has been released. Let's go to the email. Says here, I privately messaged PBD apologizing for any miscommunication. He made a video calling me a liar. So here is the first email where they did in fact ask my people to have me debate Cuomo. The response we gave was that it's impossible for me to make it without a private jet. And here's the email. So the email here says, hi, Vanessa. Hope this email finds you well. Patrick wanted to extend an invitation to Tim to appear on a podcast, of course, Cuomo, for our 5990 live venue, where we previously hosted Candace Owens, Robert Kennedy Jr., Vivek, Giuliani, Rubin, in front of a live studio audience of 200. Tim expressed interest in speaking with Chris during a segment on Tim Cass, and we'd love to make that happen. As you know from previous collaboration, Peanut Butter and Jelly is a fair and balanced host who respects his guests' views and missions. Please let me know what we can do to get this arranged. Thanks, Vanessa. Have a great Sunday. And he says, here's the response. Unfortunately, because he has a show wrapping up at 10 p.m. Friday night, he would not be able to get a flight on Saturday that would work with the schedule. Let me know if private could be an option. The airport closest to him is Frederick, MD. He says, could them do an evening podcast as opposed to a morning episode? We could shoot for 8 to 10 p.m. podcast to accommodate his travel needs. As for the private plane, we've only flown guests first or business class. I have to check with corporate on approval. Wow. So you do fly guests out. How come when they asked me to be on Valuetainment, I said, well, can you handle my travel? They said, we don't do that. I guess Hotep Jesus isn't important enough, which is fine. I totally get it. I just don't need to show up. What they thought was Hotep Jesus was going to go, oh, wow, I get to be on Valuetainment. I'll be right there, massa. Sorry, bro. I'm jaded. Just don't care that much. Tim Pool says this was the last email. I didn't think there was beef. I didn't know PBD made a video about me till now. I DM'd him apologizing for miscommunication. Next time someone asks me to take 3 days to travel to Miami for the event, I will just politely decline. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Here's another part of the email here. Private just works better because of the airport situation, distance from where he's located. Let me know if you're able to check. So we got Grifter on Grifter beef here. Hopefully it gets cleared up. I'm taking Tim Pool's side of this. I'm taking Tim Pool's side for personal reasons. Shout out to Tim Pool and Tim Cast. Next up, Grifter of the day. This is a throwback. This is a throwback Grifter of the day. Anybody remember this dude named DeRay McKesson? DeRay McKesson with the blue vest. You remember that? Here, an account named Slank says he was trying to sell the movement Doritos. And here you see DeRay says, y'all, the movement Doritos image came across my timeline. Folks are creative. And here we have Doritos with the Black Lives Matter situation going on here. There's nothing blacker than being yourself. I love my blackness and yours, DeRay McKesson. So I don't know if he did a deal or not, or, photoshopped or whatever. But I remember when Hotep Jesus called out DeRay McKesson and all the new blacks got upset and called me a hater. I said, no, I know a grifter when I see a grifter. And I got castigated and dragged for 24 hours for calling this nigga out. Now people are finally smartening up. Once again, another Hotep's been told you moment. Been told you about these grifters. Now, continue along the theme of Grifter of the day. We got the guy that you all came to see and watch. Myron Gaines. Myron Gaines of one half of the Fresh and Fit podcast. Shout out to the Fresh and Fit podcast. I had a great time when I was there. I was there on their podcast several times. I had a great time. Go watch those episodes. They're classic. They're classic. It's probably like maybe 4 or 5 of them or something like that. I think the most memorable one is when I had the girl in the blue sitting next to me and she was singing to me. And they played the whole marry, fuck, kill, and all the women wanted me. Yeah, that was fun. Anyway, moving right along. Myron Gaines is responding to Malaysia Boy's tweet. Malaysia Boy says, Tokyo versus New York City. Notice anything? And obviously we have the typical situation of, hey, let's show blacks being violent grift, right? That's the typical thing that is circulating amongst this crew. And Myron responds to that and he says, no blacks, no crime. No blacks, no crime. So Myron has chosen to go the racial grift route. He's chosen to be, quote unquote, racist. That's weird because his co-host is a black man. Now maybe Myron's trolling, maybe he's just having fun. But, considering, a lot of his rhetoric towards black women on his show, this seems wrong. I think this is how he truly feels. And everybody knows about the Arab population, how some of the Arabs are racist towards blacks. Some of them are really cool. Some of them are really, really cool people. I got a lot of Arab friends and homies. You know what I'm saying? I got Arab homies in high places. In fact, we had an Arab homie, Dropkick Copy. Go to dropkickcopy.com/Hotep. Our only sponsor of the Grifties was from an Arab man out in Dubai. Shout out to Nabil Aziz and Dropkick Copy. Why can't You be more like him, Myron. Let's be fair. Why are we putting this type of stuff into the ether? So, who joins along with Myron in this racial rhetoric? Well, Goldstein's favorite account decides to hop in on this. Elijah Chafer, you know, you thought he learned his lesson after people dragged his moms through his mud. R.I.P. to his mama. He says, black people call me racist, but I'm from L.A. What? So if you're from LA, you just can't be racist? Is there like some sort of anti-racist vaccine you get when you're in LA? I do what I do. He says, I know firsthand, a city without minorities over 2% is a luxury city. White people make better societies. Oh, man. They are doubling down. Always some outliers like you who get it. So he's calling Myron a minority and an outlier. But most minorities are selfish and make it worse. Minorities are selfish? The fuck is he talking about, yo? White people make better societies? Maybe this brother needs to read some Ted Kaczynski. Because Ted would tell you Europe was a very bad idea. Industrialization was a very bad idea. White people make better society. Last time I checked, the world is fucked up because of white people.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Now I gotta go full Hotep. Last time I checked, it was the Empire of Britain that ran around the world fucking shit up. Last time I checked, it was the DuPonts that created plastic, which is destroying animal life in the ocean. And these massive landfills that are leaking into our water supply. Last time I checked, it was white folks who came up with communism. And don't give me the whole they was Jews situation, because I just showed you the other day they had white folks practicing communism down south and here in the United States of America, telling black women they got to go to work. Sounds like straight out of Marx to me. White people don't create better societies. It's not true. You know who makes better societies? A society with great morals. And if you look, Britain is definitely not the beacon of morality. Spain is not. You see what they did to my boy McAfee? America is not the beacon of morality. Just wonder where people get this stuff from. Now, I know these people are ignorant and they don't have much sense. They're not as well studied as the Hoteps.
Hotep.
So the only thing we can do is pray for them. Carlos Africa says ideology greater than race. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ideology over race. Absolutely. But we've fallen so far since Elon has taken over. And this type of rhetoric just deserves a place in the trash. It truly does. We've got to be better. The kids are watching, you know, and there's a lot of stuff that's being taken out of this. We got a history lesson for you, a nice long history lesson for you today. So get ready for that during our Dapper Today moment. But this type of rhetoric, this is what black people see online and go, this is why I can't fuck with white people. Now, it doesn't represent all white people, and I understand that. But this is the type of rhetoric where, you know, people go, you know, we have no allies. People just say ignorant shit like this, you know? You know? But it is what it is. Enough about these heathens. That being said, let's go to our super Dapper Today. Super Dab Dab of the day. Now, the other day I told you about coconut water. I told you about Harmless Harvest, and then I just had my bubble burst today. Maybe this guy's watching the show because today I saw he said coconut water is not supposed to be pink. Fresh and non-oxidized coconut water is clear or transparent, with at most a slight cloudiness. I have never consumed pink coconut water, nor do I plan to do so. He continues, he says, back in the early 2010s, all of the raw coconut waters sold at Whole Foods Market were clear. You might see one bottle out of dozens that was slightly pink. Today, all of the coconut waters are pink. And you were told that is normal. The truth is, the water is pasteurized and oxidized. So I said, damn, Harvest is pasteurized? Yikes, the more you know. And he says, technically speaking, it's a high pressure process, which is non-thermal method of pasteurization. While HPP is less damaging than heat pasteurization, this guy really knows his shit. Aiken knows his shit. It still alters the contents, which is why HPP treated coconut waters, juices, and other liquids can stay on the shelf for months. Fresh, raw, living coconut water juice naturally spoils within 3 to 7 days. Well, there you have it. There you have it, folks. Now we got to go back to the drawing board. Wizard, thank you for the $5 super. He says, ribs is touching, so don't make me wait. Fuck around and I'm gonna bite you. Snatch the plate. Appreciate you, man. He's seen it. Spotless Mind says, ask women angry with this statement, what's the most important role for a man? 90% will say protector and provider for women and children. Hypocrisy. Oh, man.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Facts. Facts, Spotless. Absolute facts. All right. Let's continue down this merry road and go to our Hotep history lesson of the day, brought to you by none other than Hotep Nation's president, Doe Dubes. And he has a channel called Hotep History. I suggest you all go to that channel and subscribe. We're going to take a look at our history lesson of the day. Hold on a second. Let's put this up on the screen. And then we'll take calls after this. Text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. If you want to argue, we can argue. I love to argue. And if you're loquacious, keep it short. Let's go to our history lesson.
The year is 1800. Springtime. Henrico County, Virginia. A 24-year-old young man by the name of Gabriel is seeking a merchant to sell him a piece of silk for a flag he intends to make. On the flag, Gabriel will write the words, death or liberty. Gabriel's brothers, Solomon and Martin, would start sword making. Every Sunday, Gabriel would visit the town square in Richmond just to memorize the locations of particular areas of interest. Gabriel, his brothers, and his wife would do this in secret for several months, preparing for what historians would later name the Gabriel's Rebellion. Gabriel, a slave owned by a man named Thomas Prosser, was a trained blacksmith and carpenter. He was highly intelligent, literate, and physically fit. He was also inspired by the success of the Haitian Revolution and longed for freedom. All throughout the late winter of 1799 to the summer of 1800, Gabriel plotted and planned his rebellion against his slave owner and other white people in the city of Richmond. Gabriel, his brothers, and other blacksmiths made as many as 12 dozen swords from the metal of the scythes that they used in the fields. While Gabriel was made leader of this revolt, he wasn't the one to come up with the plan. An enslaved man by the name of Sam Bird Jr., who worked with 2 other enslaved men, George Smith and Jack Bowler, hatched the idea and then relayed the information to Gabriel. Each man would do their part to make the rebellion a reality. They would secretly acquire weapons, resources, and manpower over the next several months. These courageous and ambitious slaves would meet under bridges, near springs, at religious events, and after funerals. Along with the homemade swords, Gabriel's crew made 50 spears by tying bayonets to the ends of poles. They also collected gunpowder, which was used to make musket balls. Gabriel and 2 other men snuck into the state capitol to stake out the types of weapons they held. They were able to get the keys to the Capitol building by having an inside man. Robert Crowley, a 100-year-old newly freed slave, worked as the manager for the building and gave Gabriel the keys. Gabriel's and others recruited participants any way they could. The main approach was to exaggerate the number of people they recruited. Sam said he knew of 500 men that joined. Another recruiter said 5,000, while others say Gabriel boasted an army of 10,000 men. So here was the plan. All of the enlisted rebel slaves would meet late at night at the bridge near the Prosser plantation. After killing Prosser, his overseers and colleagues, they would walk 4 miles south to Richmond and split into 3 groups. The first 2 groups would set the riverfront warehouse district on fire, collapsing the local economy, and then take control of the only bridge over the James River. The other group of armed rebels would seize control of the state penitentiary and Capitol building, loot the armory for more weapons, kidnap the governor, James Monroe, and hold him for hostage. Gabriel would then use the governor as leverage for their freedom, possibly ending slavery in Virginia for good. While they waited for reinforcements, they would take the treasury and divide the money between them. Gabriel's plot was coming together as planned. More and more men all over Virginia would enlist in the rebellion, those men often having tools and weaponry that could be used in battle. Gabriel's plan was kept on a need-to-know basis when it came to the intricate details. The further away you were from Gabriel's inner circle of men, the less you knew. However, we will learn that simply knowing of the rebellion at all could be a major detriment to the plan. Recruitment wasn't easy. Some of the men took more convincing than others. Some men would outright refuse to participate simply because they were afraid of any retribution that can come their way if they were caught. Some would even decline to join Gabriel's ranks because of the affinity and loyalty they had for their slave owners. Because of this, Gabriel and his leaders would threaten to kill those who would betray the cause. You don't have to participate, but treachery was unforgivable. During a meeting after an enslaved child's funeral, Gabriel finally gave a date for the revolt, Saturday night, August 30th. Gabriel chose this day and time because slaves in that state only worked half a day on Saturdays, so it wouldn't look suspicious seeing large numbers of blacks in Richmond. By the middle of August, Gabriel's plan grew from an idea influenced by enslaved men before him to having hundreds, if not thousands of men ready to do the same for themselves. On the Monday before the planned insurrection, Gabriel held a final meeting. In this meeting, all of Gabriel's lieutenants confirmed their positions, plans, and personnel for their roles in the event. In response, Gabriel began to distribute the weapons they have been making since the early spring. In total, Gabriel estimated that they recruited 500 to 600 men across 10 counties in the state of Virginia. They were ready. The day finally came, August 30th. Gabriel, his brothers, his wife, and Jack all awaited for nightfall. However, as they waited, Gabriel noticed a sudden change in the weather as dark storm clouds would begin to crowd the sky. A big bad rainstorm was heading their way. Despite this, about 1,000 slaves showed up. As the rain poured down over Virginia, doubt and uncertainty started to permeate among the enslaved rebels. The rain immobilized a large number of them as well. Of those doubtful and immobile rebels was a man by the name of Pharaoh. Relative to many other rebels, Pharaoh was a new recruit, having only joined the rebellion in the last few weeks leading up to it. Pharaoh was also someone that Gabriel would have normally avoided in the first place. Pharaoh was a slave that had a relatively positive relationship with his slave owner. Unlike the slave plantations and farms in the city, rural slaves and slave owners would often work, eat, and drink together. Not only this, Pharaoh's owner was on record gifting Pharaoh with coats, cashmere, and other cloths. Pharaoh had a wife and son. He also knew that his slave owner had a proclivity to grant slaves their freedom for a low price. He also contemplated if he could secure the freedom of himself and his family if he simply told his slave owner about Gabriel's plot. Pharaoh consulted with another slave on a plantation he worked named Tom and asked him what he should do. Tom, who because he was so fond of and close to the family that owned him, Gabriel and other men avoided recruiting him, suggested to Pharaoh that he tell the slave owner about the insurrection plan.
Oh, it had to be a Tom? The nigga named Tom? Oh, man, that don't make a good case for Uncle Tom. Oh, you traitor. Look at these traitorous niggas.
That night. So they did. Tom and Pharaoh met with their owner and told him that there was a plot to kill him and other slave owners. When their owner
sellout ass niggas
asked who the man was behind the conspiracy, one of them quietly whispered, Prosser's Gabriel. The slave owner, being one of the targeted men to be killed in the revolt, bolted to alarm as many white men as he could. However, due to the bad weather, it was essentially impossible to confirm what Pharaoh and Tom reported to him. Despite this, before Mosby was able to fall asleep, one of his house servants told him that the rebellion's date had changed to Sunday night. After this news was corroborated by another slave on a different plantation in a different city, Governor Monroe was made aware of the situation that was brewing under their noses for months. The governor didn't take the news lightly and did everything he could to thwart any successful attempts at insurrecting the state without setting off too much alarm. He removed the guns and ammunition from the Capitol building and put them in a penitentiary. He also deployed 3 military officers in the city of Richmond. By Sunday morning, word had gotten to Gabriel that several slave patrols were arresting blacks in the area. Upon hearing this, Gabriel escapes and disappears, as well as many others. By Monday, there was a full-scale search and investigation of any and all members of the rebellion. Gabriel was able to elude capture for almost a month. He was found on a boat belonging to a Christian white man who was against slavery due to a black crewman telling authorities that Gabriel was aboard. Gabriel was immediately arrested. His trial began October 6th. Gabriel sat in court as he watched men he thought he could trust sit on the stand and confess to everything. This is largely why the details of this story were so preserved in this way. Gabriel was unsurprisingly found guilty and sentenced to death by hanging. In total, about 70 men were tried, 44 were convicted, and 26 of those, including Gabriel, were hanged. The rest of the men were either pardoned or transported out of the state. This young, resourceful, and determined man, even in defeat, changed the course of history. The state of Virginia almost went bankrupt trying to allocate funds to local militias and military forces to stop the rebellion. Many people concluded that if it was not for the rainstorm, Gabriel's rebellion would have been a success. If Gabriel had been successful, the political, social, and economic trajectory of the slave state would have been changed forever.
Hey, if you want to watch the full video, subscribe to Hotep History's Patreon page today. You get commercial-free videos a whole week before everyone else. Show your love for Hotep and history by becoming a patron today. And never forget Hotep and Build.
Wow. 2 sellout niggas. That's all it took. That's all it took, y'all. 2 sellouts. Hey, Massa, they planning a rebellion. Think I could go free if I tell Massa about this? You could have been free if you kept your mouth shut, you dumbass. You'd own Massa's house, you dumbass. Oh, scared niggas. Oh, scary ass scared niggas. It's always these scary niggas telling you what you shouldn't do, snitching and shit. Some bullshit. Absolutely ridiculous. Said, I think y'all have the same birthday, HA. No, we don't. We do not have the same birthday. Do not put these niggas with me. Great story. Make sure y'all subscribe to Hotep History. Dodu's is doing a wonderful job putting these stories together. And I'm going to keep sharing them as we get them in. With that being said, let's go to the phone callers. If you want to get on the line, text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. Text 202-596-5631. And I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
Sauce the Prophet, thank you for the $5 super sets for the Hotep History, no doubt. You know, I had some black people push back and say shit like, oh, you got white people in Hotep Nation, you're going to be infiltrated. And me, you know, being a fan of history, I said, it's not the white people we got to look out for when it comes to infiltration. It's the niggas that we got to look out for infiltration, because they the ones that's going to snitch. Wholesome white woman, what's up, love?
Oh, hello, sir. Good afternoon, Hotep Nation.
Hello. You got 60 seconds on the line. What you got for us today?
Day 112 of Flow. Phenomenal.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
You loving it?
I'm loving it. It's really beneficial to me. Not that I haven't been paying attention. I just maximize my time, and I have more organized now. So I haven't really been calling in or being very active in the chat, but I've been listening.
So the flow got you just on your flow. Just got you flowing.
I'm on my shit. My garden's ready. My house is in order. I'm rearranging my studio now. Like, just take your flow. It'll be fun.
Love it.
Only thing I had to say was, ladies, go quit your jobs. Fucking clip coupons. Stop getting your hair done. Stop getting your nails done. You ain't got to pay for daycare no more. You ain't got to pay for no babysitters no more. Go the fuck home. Raise our children. Turn this country around. Submit to your husbands if they submit to God. And let's move forward.
Well said, wholesome white women. We appreciate you. Keep being the mama and the wife that you is.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Y'all keep it up. Hotep and build.
Hotep and build. Let's get Goldstein in here. See what Goldstein has to contribute to today's conversation. But these niggas said I'm supposed to worry about white folks in Hotep Nation. I'm not worried about the white folks in Hotep Nation. It's niggas that'll be jealous and try to take you down.
Call from Murphy's Law Rescue.
Goldstein, what up, bro?
What's happening?
Happy Hotep Thursday.
Happy Hotep motherfucking Thursday, man.
Yes, sir. We here. We made it. What you got for us today?
So, the Doe Dubes joint, man.
Yeah.
We really need more of this.
Facts.
We really need more of this. I'm gonna tell you what I found the most intriguing about this particular story, though, and I know I probably should expect this. Looking back on history to some degree, it's just that the picture that's usually painted about slavery is fairly grim. So you don't really leave too much room for this in that particular area. But what I found the most intriguing about this is, in spite of the fact that this nigga was trying to kick off a slave rebellion, and he was a slave, so they just figured he was property, they still saw fit to give this nigga a trial before they strung him up.
Word.
That shit, like it's like a disconnect there, because you would think they would just be like, oh, there he is, put him on that tree. But nah, they gave this nigga a trial and some more shit, and not just him, the other niggas involved, and they pardoned some.
Kind of changes what they teach you in the history books.
Yeah.
You know, according to Hollywood, you would think, like you said, they catch him and they just string him up. Nah, this nigga got full due process.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah. But hey, Myron.
Fresh
you
and
know
fit.
what else they don't have? Yeah. You know what else they don't have in Japan?
What?
Terrorism.
Oh shit.
Oh, this a real
They don't have
Hotep
terrorism
brother.
in Japan, Myron. Yeah. There's a lot they don't have in Japan, Myron. I'm just saying.
Oh shit. Damn,
now,
low blow.
As far as Elijah Schaefer, though, we build the best societies looking ass. I'm going to be generous here, okay? I'm going to be generous and say, because as I was researching it after I read that dumbass shit earlier from him, most figures put European empire building, as it were, globally. They say that it starts somewhere around the 1500s, right?
Okay.
I'm going to be generous and say 1,000 years, okay? I'm going to say they've been running this for 1,000 years globally.
Okay.
Okay. Now, according to their calendar, the Christian calendar, the Earth's only been around for 6,000 years.
Yeah.
Okay. Prior to any type of European conquest of the globe, there's clear evidence that these minorities, as they call them, they were building empires, right?
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
We're not going to say who, because there's different schools of thought on that, but we'll just say that there's evidence that people outside of the European sphere were building empires before the Europeans came on the scene and started doing it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the world is 5,000 years or 6,000 years old, that means that for 5,000 years, motherfuckers outside of Europe were holding it down.
Yeah.
But in the 1,000 years you motherfuckers had the reins, you managed to fuck up the entire globe.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
So how good are you guys at that again? Explain that to me, Elijah. 1,000 years is all you had, and I'm being generous with that number. 1,000 years, and you managed to kill off species of animals. You managed to fuck off species of plants. You've managed to fuck off entire civilizations of people in just 1,000 fucking years. And all you want to do is say, well, we did this because we invented the fucking computer or the fucking airplane or whatever the fuck you want to put your claws on.
Yeah.
You did that, but at what fucking cost? 1,000 years, you managed to fuck it all up. We're on the brink of motherfucking destruction, existentially speaking. That never happened under the 5,000 year watch of those people outside of Europe. There was never a point when they were doing things where motherfuckers are like, man, humanity may not make it through this. But we have a perfect example of that just on the fact that there's people walking around right now that genetically speaking, if you took that COVID shot, genetically speaking, you're not even really human anymore because it changed your DNA.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Some shit that didn't even exist before. That's European conquest. That's European nation building. Get your ass up out of here.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Go off, Goldstein.
Now, look, I expect the white folks to hear this, and if you got some sense, you know that this is some rhetoric. I don't hate white people, and I don't think y'all are responsible for this shit, but I'm just saying, if we're playing the game of blacks equal violence, then what the fuck do y'all equal? That's all I'm saying. I don't believe blacks equal violence. I don't believe whites equal child predators. I don't believe that. But if we're playing that game, Elijah Schaefer, then the shit that you guys got up in the rafters, those banners you guys got up there for leading the league in X, Y, and Z, those ain't never coming down. You motherfuckers own those titles. You have to if you're going to lay violence at the feet of niggas. You have to.
That's true.
And even in that particular sphere of violence, the 20th century, as we know it in modern history, is labeled as the most violent century known to man. Who was responsible for that? Mr. Schaefer? That's all I'm saying.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hey, I ain't want to say all of that, but since you said it, it's out there now.
Hotep.
Got him.
I'll see y'all tonight on Hotep's Been Told You. Looking forward to it.
Yes, sir.
Till then, Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Got him. I saw somebody in the chat say it's not 1,000 years. Y'all gotta listen. He said, I'm being generous. He just wanted to go around numbers. You guys are just too pedantic to have a real conversation. Yeah, top 3 callers. Goldstein does it again. And, let's go to the next caller.
Call from
Strong Dad.
What up?
Happy Hotep Thursday.
Listen,
I'm really first of all, happy Hotep Thursday. Happy Hotep leg day for the real ones who know what to do. Anyway, I'm glad Goldstein called in first because I needed to bring my racism down just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Because I was going to say some crazy shit. But luckily, he said,
Damn.
I feel like he said most of the crazy shit. But here's the thing. And like Goldstein said, this does not mean I don't like white people. All right, y'all. Especially the white people of Hotep Nation, y'all are the special kind because you can hear this kind of stuff and walk away feeling okay.
Give me the venom.
So,
Give me the venom. Fuck
if
that
it wasn't
nice.
for
Fuck the
y'all-
niceties. Give me the venom.
If it wasn't for black people, if it wasn't for the African man, y'all niggas would have been in caves, eating each other's shit, fucking each other. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this a real Hotep, bro.
Talk
They
about
talk
it.
about all the shit that black people make bad in the world and shit like that. Y'all motherfuckers got laws in states so you can have sex with underage kids. Y'all made laws just for you so that you could date your daughter, so you could date your cousins. I don't want to hear this mess. I don't
Oh,
wanna
this a
hear
real
mess.
Hotep, brother.
And animals.
Bro. And animals, bro. Pigs and goats and shit. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Have you seen white people in Appalachia? Yeah, when I moved to Colorado, I've never seen so many cracked out white folks ever. I didn't think white people, because the way they talked about themselves, I didn't think that white people acted like that. And then I left Baltimore, I came out here, and I'm telling you right now, y'all niggas are disgusting. Y'all are just as trashy as you think we are. And I'm not talking to y'all in the chat. But for real, man, we civilized everything about y'all. Everything, your architecture belongs to, literally the credit belongs to us. And I love it when they argue that it doesn't, because your niggas in history said it did. Your niggas said, oh yeah, we got it from black people. Y'all are the ones who are butthurt that it happened. Niggas like Elijah Schaefer, I want to know who fucked his girl. I want to know who beat up. Was it a black man who sold his mom the cigarettes? You know what I'm saying? Was she smoking Newports? What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? Are we this ignorant of history? Are we really this ignorant of history? The further you go back, the further and more civilized you go back, right? The further and more grand you go back, the blacker the motherfuckers become. Not the whiter
this a
they
real
become.
Hotep, brother.
Not the whiter they become. Niggas wasn't like, oh man, white people made a great civilization. No. Y'all niggas fucked shit up. You blew up an entire nation and gave their fucking ancestors fucking all sorts of diseases and shit. And I'm talking about the Asian man. Y'all fucked him up, bro. Y'all fucked him up. And let's not even talk about the Asian, bro. Let's go back in history and look at what the Asian man has done to his own people, the massacres that he held on his own people. If we really want to talk about who is the worst, because I feel you, Goldstein, but no, fuck that. If we're going to talk about who is the worst, white people, Asian people, y'all niggas are tied. We started it. We started it. But at some point, we were like, we got to stop this. And then y'all came on the scene after learning from us and was like, we're going to spin it back up. You know Game of Thrones, when she's like, I'm trying to break the wheel? The African man broke the fucking wheel. And y'all niggas fixed that shit and spun it back up again. That's what happened. You, the Arab, and the Asian man, the three of y'all got together and said, we suck. Let's fuck the world up. Meanwhile, the African man y'all traveled around. No one's traveled to Rome to learn. Y'all niggas traveled to Egypt to learn. You traveled to Egypt to learn from the African man. That's all I got to say. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Oh my God. Woo. I love it. I love it. You know who's next? Rudy's up next. I fucking love it. We almost at our goal. Hit the super chat. Help me reach our goal today. The goal is $33. Alhamdulillah. All praise be to the Most High. Yeah, Steph. Oh, my Lord. We done got racist today. You know, I just think a lot of it is the Rockefeller education that just hasn't educated whites on history. They have not educated the American European on history. I really got to stop calling people white and black, but I'm working on it. The American European has been laced with ignorance, historical ignorance.
Call from
Rudy, what's up, bro?
What's going on, bro?
Happy Hotep Thursday.
Going on? Happy Hotep Thursday, my brother. Well, Elijah Schaefer and Myron, man, did exactly what they were put out there to do, man. Put out there to do.
What's that?
Divide and conquer, piss people off on a tribal fucking level, and divide even further, man. Divide even further.
Yep.
Because that's all it was, man. That's all it was. And like, I'm not sitting here saying any race, man. The Asian man, the black man, the white man. We've all, as a humankind, have done some fucked up shit in this in the world. And to sit here and try to claim ownership of this and ownership of that, all it does is make good-minded people pissed off about the dumbest shit, man. The simplest thing, man. Because if I cut you, you bleed red. You cut me, I bleed red. And if we don't fucking come together, man, the whole shit's gonna burn anyway, dude.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
These two fucking guys, like any black person telling you, hey man, you got white people fucking with you. That's fucked up. They're gonna infiltrate. Listen, man, it was my own kind that turned on me and sent me to prison. It wasn't the brothers I was fucking with. It was my own kind that snitched me out and turned me to prison, man. You know what I'm saying? And all it does is give an excuse for good people to fucking go down to a tribal level and say some fucking foul shit. Like, I love you, Strong Dad, but dog, you just wanted to spew that so bad, bro. Like, you got to get off of that, man. You got to get off of that, man.
He ain't tell no lies, though.
I'm not saying he's telling lies, man, but the past is the past. The future is what we got to work for. He's got kids. I got nieces. You got kids. If we sit here and fucking bitch about, well, the white man did this and the black man did that, if we don't elevate to a higher fucking plane, man, we're in a lot of fucking trouble. And you got idiots like this who spout off on the internet to just push it, to dig to that tribal level. This dude is an op. Myron is an op. He's a Fed. The dude was a Fed. How could anybody who's anti-government, who knows what the fucking government does, how could anybody listen to this dude or take him seriously? Elijah Schaefer is his partner that was at the blaze with him is being prosecuted federally for being in that fucking building. This dude's running around on a social media tour, living in fucking Australia. He's a Fed. He's an op. He's put out there to divide. He's put out there to divide. I'm white. I would never pay attention to that fucking dude. I'd never pay attention to fucking Nick Fuentes because I know what they're here to do, man. I know what they're here to do, and I've been stabbed in the back by my own kind, like you said, like Hotep Doob said. You know what I'm saying? That the other slaves ratted that dude out. I've been stabbed in my back by my own kind more than I ever have by a black or an Asian. So I don't take fucking feds like that seriously when they put shit out on the internet to bring people down to a tribal level, dude. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying what Goldstein said wasn't factual. I'm not saying what Strong Dad is saying ain't factual. I'm not saying the British Empire wasn't one of the worst fucking forces on the fucking planet. All I'm saying is we can study the past, we can understand the past, but even in the past, it was the white man versus the world, and nobody came together, man. We got to come together and put stupid shit like this behind us, man, or we're all gonna burn, dog. We're all
this a real Hotep, brother.
All I'm saying, brother.
Appreciate
it. That dude got a visceral response out of everybody, and that's what he was trying to do. Don't fall for the fucking ops, ladies and gentlemen. Hotep and Bill, my brother, I can't wait till tonight, man.
All right, Hotep and Bill, see you tonight, man. Hotep's been told you tonight, 8 p.m. Feature show on his channel with Uncle Hotep. We will be live at 8 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in. Let's get Spotless in here. Let's get Spotless in here. Damn, I didn't even see these text messages from you, Spotless. This nigga sent me some court documents or some shit. Got some redacted information. I don't know what the fuck's going on in this motherfucker. Let's get Spotless in here. We got Spotless waiting, Hotep Sage waiting, Dre's waiting. Some dude calling himself James Bond is waiting. We want to get to the callers. Let's make these calls snappy and quick. Strong Dad said, $5 super. Thank you. Said, Rudy, don't take me serious. We're just playing troll ball. I'd gladly break bread with you or any race withstanding. Yeah, I mean, Strong Dad, I'd be honest with you. You didn't say anything wrong. You kept it 100. You just told historical facts. And people got to learn to deal with facts, man. You gotta learn how to deal with facts. And I think everything you said was historically accurate. I think what Goldstein said was historically accurate. And I just think sometimes white people get in their feelings when we start telling historical accuracies because it doesn't paint them in a bright light. Spotless, what's up, bro?
What's going on? What's the word?
What's the word? What's the word, man? What you got for us, man? 60 seconds. What you got?
Good. All right. So, I was listening to this conversation which you talking about with Elijah Schaefer and Myron and the bullshit about the peaceful society when it's no blacks or whatever. And it's funny that today I was studying history and stuff, and I was looking at speaking of Asian society, I was looking at I think it's the Moji period. Basically, it's the period right before World War II. It's like between the 1880s and the 1940s in Japan, and how they had to modernize. And because basically, the English rolled up on them. It was so superior to them. And the shit that they put their own people through to modernize to get up to the next level. So all I'm saying is it's all about power imbalances. It don't really matter who it is racially. It's all about power imbalances and what you do to what's the word I want to say? What you do to exploit your neighbor. Like, the Japanese, they were real severe in how they handled Korea and how they handled Japan after that period. So it really doesn't matter. And just like what Goldstein said is correct, I believe also what Strong Dad said is correct, and also what Rudy said is correct. So I think it's important to, I guess, discuss a little bit what Elijah and them said, just to put a pin in it and point to it and talk about the bullshit it is, but not to hold on to it for too long.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So, and what I sent you the other day, it was from 2 days ago when we were talking about
corporate vampirism.
The Daily Lie. Yeah. So I just had some visuals I was just playing with as we was on
for the lawsuit
thing. Yeah. If there was some content or whatever to play around with, I was like, it's something, just something that came across my head. I was like, let me make it before I forget about it. I'll make it, send it over. Yeah.
I'm gonna check it out. Appreciate that.
But that's all I got. Peace. Y'all have a good one. I'll be listening tonight. You already know.
All right, see you tonight, bro.
All right. Yes, sir.
8 p.m. tonight. Who's this? James Bond wants to call and defend Tupac. All right, we're going to get to you. Hold on. Let's let Jonah in. Jonah said he's got a 10-minute window. Let's get Jonah in here. And then we'll get to the rest of the callers. Can I mark this as unread? You can't. Google, get your shit together, bro. Who is that? Oh, boy. Dre Brown, he was coming with his racism.
Call from
Jonah.
What's good?
What's good, bro?
Just two things. I've already said it before. Elijah Schaefer is a Fed. That's how he didn't get charged for what you call it. He was also the one that interviewed what's it called there? I can't remember that kid's name. Jason Bourne, the one who shot 9 times and hit 8, but then there was 30 other rounds in the background and no one else got hit. What the fuck was that kid's name? God damn. But his accuracy was beyond retarded, so that was an op too, anyways. And Elijah Schaefer was the one that interviewed him in the afternoon, and Elijah Schaefer was the one who was in Nancy Pelosi's office, didn't get charged. So, yeah, he's a Fed.
Elijah Schaefer's a Fed?
Anyways, he's a Fed, straight up.
Damn.
He was in...
You talking about Rittenhouse? They're not Rittenhouse. No, you ain't talking about Rittenhouse.
Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. Elijah Schaefer was
Rittenhouse?
the one that interviewed him earlier in the day.
You think Rittenhouse was a Fed too?
Dude, you ever hear a news story where someone dropped 9 rounds and hit 8 people or 8 times?
So you saying he was a trained op, Langley trained Rittenhouse?
I don't know if it was trained or it was just a story anyways, right?
Damn. Kyle Rittenhouse.
Did you know Jacob Rosen or whatever his victim was? Did you know that guy beforehand or after?
No.
It just could be just a story, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, have you ever heard of a story where someone dropped nine shells and hit 8 times? I haven't.
I mean, I haven't, but maybe, you know, he was training. Maybe he was, you know, he was hitting the range.
Yeah, at 19, he's the best ever. But anyway, that's besides the point. Going on to what Goldstein said, and that's the other reason I was going to call in, because I'm actually like riding a bike right now, BMX bike.
Oh, nice. That sounds like fun.
But yeah, no, I'm like standing next to Tim Hortons on the BMX next to me, so it's a good thing you got me in right now. But back to what Goldstein said, I think everyone should look up the Dred Scott case because everyone knows the decision, but you know that he had to refile that court case 4 times. They even had to switch slave owners so he could file the case to get it to the Supreme Court.
Dang.
And you can look it up. Yeah, so it was Scott versus Emerson and Scott versus Sanford. So it was like basically everyone knows the decision. No one knows that he was a freed man who moved to a different state so he could file the court case, and he had a lot of money put into it so he could file it 4 times to make it to the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
And I pulled it up and checked my numbers on it, but I guarantee he had filed 4 different times, and it took like 12 years to get that case to the Supreme Court to get the racist decision that they could fall on for 100 years.
All right, appreciate you, bro.
Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. John on the check-in. Let's get Sage in here. Rudy, $10. He said, I'm not in for my feelings at all. I'm just calling out the divide and conquer that brings us to a tribal level. I feel you, Rudy. I feel you, Rudy. Uncle Hotep in the chat. We'll be live tonight, 8 p.m. Make sure y'all tune in. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the share button. Share. Turn on the notifications. Just hit all the buttons. Just hit every button you see that's got to do with it. Just hit all the buttons at the same time. You know what I'm saying? You know? Shout out to the people over on Rumble. I see y'all. Appreciate you. Let's get what was this? Hotep Sage. Hotep Sage is gonna call in and see what they got to add to the conversation. Did we hit the goal? Did that put us over? That put us over the goal. Shout out to hitting the goal. That's love. That's love. Appreciate that. Read My Soul said, Rudy, just say white folks fucked up without saying everybody did that.
Hotep, Sage.
Sage, what's up, man?
How you doing, Hotep?
What's up,
Happy
bro?
Hotep Thursday.
Happy Hotep Thursday, man. What you got for us today?
Nothing much. Just checking in. I caught a little bit of today's cast, and you go back and watch the rest of it, but it's always funny to me when the race stuff hits the timeline. And like everybody's pretty much said unilaterally, like this is Fed stuff. Why are we giving it attention? We know who these people are. We know what they're about. I understand the utility. I'm not going to go the full side of this, ignore them all wholesale, because I understand the utility of having people like yourself, let us know what's going on. I mean, most of us kind of preach to the choir, but of the few new people who come in, it's always good to enlighten them, because I too used to be somebody who not put great stock, but enjoyed the entertainment aspect of some of these, conservative grifter types. And then as the years have gone by, realize that they're kind of a one-trick pony, and they're always kind of talking about the same thing, and they always manage to loop it back into race, which is awfully convenient for all of their narratives. But, why are we giving this time and energy? We know Elijah Schaefer is a Fed. We know, we know who all the Feds are, Cernovich and all that stuff. I do have to push back on something Jonah said. I do appreciate all of his wild takes, but it's really not that hard to use a rifle. I was in the Marine Corps. I did my 4 years. It's not that hard. If it was a handgun, I could see where he's coming from, because that's a lot harder to use. But a rifle does most of the work for you. It's really not that hard to hit somebody within 100 yards, especially under pressure. So, I don't think it goes that far. But I will say that the right did to Kyle Rittenhouse what the left did to George Floyd. Absolutely. So that's all I got to say on the matter. Hotep and Bill. And I'll see y'all tonight.
Hotep and Bill. Damn. He said Kyle Rittenhouse is the white George Floyd. Oh, my mama. Jabari, I didn't see that. $2 Subi said Unc's Hotep's Virginia family that moved to Boston. Oh, man.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Damn. Unc's uncle is taking shots on the Grift Report. Nobody's safe here at the Grift Report. Nobody is safe here at the Grift Report. We're waiting for Millie to call in. Millie's about to call in. We're waiting to hear from her. Damn. Y'all spicy, man. Y'all are absolutely spicy today. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say.
Call from
Millie.
Millie, welcome. Missed you. Long time no hear from. What you got for us today, sis?
Hey, unfortunately, I don't have good news.
Okay.
And I just wanted an opportunity to just pay memorial to my dearly beloved younger brother. I want to give him a shout out because yesterday morning on Wednesday, he was stabbed to death in Newark, New Jersey. And it's an ongoing investigation. It's a homicide. And I just want to put his name out there, Alex. And he just had a new baby girl with his girlfriend, his first child ever. She's 10 months old. And his girlfriend is all alone now to take care of her. Obviously, the whole family, all of us, we're all going to help her. But, it's ongoing. There's really no other details. The detectives, they can't say anything. They just said they've got a good lead. So I don't want to compromise the investigation, and I don't know anything either, but I just wanted to give a shout out to my little brother, Alex, who had his life suddenly and brutally taken yesterday morning on Wednesday, May 15th.
Damn, that's sad. I'm sorry to hear that, and I'm sending my blessings to you and the fam, man. It's got to be tough, man, but we here for you. Any way we can help, let us know.
Thank you. Yeah, we're going to get it together. We will be doing like some kind of like a fund or something. We're going to have to look up which is the best website to go with because, they all take a cut.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be looking into that. And, my brother was really, really big into the whole underground conspiracies, all of that. He knew so much. His head was full of so much knowledge. We spoke on the phone for over 4 or 5 hours, just like not even 2 months ago. We were just talking for hours upon hours, and he was telling me about all kinds of things. I can't even remember like some of the terminology that he used, about events that are going on and how they're tied to things that happened in the past. So, he was very much into these sorts of things. And, I don't have that person to talk to about that anymore. So I want to give a shout out. I know that if it were the other way around, he would be in the streets hunting down whoever did this. So, whoever did this, you better hope that the police find you first, because New Jersey might just be bringing back the death penalty if we find you.
Damn. Oh, man. I don't even know what to say. I'm here. You know my number. If you need to talk, text me. We get on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to talk, I'm always here.
Thank you. And, I know that this is obviously not related to what everyone's talking about, but I just wanted to give a shout out to his memory. And, this is his kind of thing that he was into. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk about that and be heard and, get some support and encouragement.
Absolutely. Yeah, we here for you.
Thank you.
No doubt.
All right.
Hey, Dove's in the chat for Alex. Bless up to the fam. Damn. I don't even want to talk on it because I just don't want to say nothing crazy. Dove's in the chat for Alex, man. Millie, stay strong. If you need to chat, I'm here. I'm here, man. I'm here. Just hit me up. You need to talk. I'm an ear for you. You fam. Millie came out to Hotep Con. I'm sorry, y'all. The Grifties hung out. Wonderful, beautiful soul. Really, really beautiful heart. And my heart goes out to her and the fam, man. It's a fucked up world we living in. Fucked up world we living in. You know. Dre, call in, man. Let me see what Dre got to say. Sad. That's sad. Don't do nothing crazy, Millie. Don't do nothing crazy. Stay calm. Let the police handle what they got to handle.
Call from
Goldstein.
Yeah, hey, I planned on doing this prior to Millie's call, but prayers to Millie and the family, man. That shit's crazy as fuck.
Yeah, prayers up. Absolutely.
I did want to say this, however, as it pertains to this shit, this Elijah Schaefer shit. I get these motherfuckers are feds. I understand that 100%. You got to hit these motherfuckers where they live sometimes. And instead of sitting here debating on who's right and wrong as it pertains to are blacks more violent, are whites more violent, I think the best way to combat them is to point out the hypocrisy. The fact that you are able to label an entire swath of people, but you never put the mirror up, right? So if that's how you view the world, if that's the prism you view the world, then the hypocrisy becomes glaring because of all of the other shit that could be thrown at the feet of white folks, right? You can sit here and debate who's right and wrong all day long. I see the graphs and the statistics and all the fucking bullshit flying in the comments. That just gets everybody bogged down. But the best way to combat a whole ass motherfucker like him is to be like, are willing to do this over here, but you're not willing to keep the same standard over here. And whether the standard is right or wrong doesn't matter. You are out of pocket. You are the hypocrite. You are the one who should not be listened to because of that. That's the most glaring way to combat that shit that I can see.
Yeah, I that's why I wanted to highlight, Myron and, because like the previous caller said, there's new people that watch the show and they need to see the agenda, right? So they know not to react to it, or if they do react to it, how to react to it. But you're right. These people don't want to put the mirror up. You put the mirror up, you'll see what's going on.
If I offended Rudy, then my bad. That wasn't my intent. And to anyone else who might have been offended by anything I said, that wasn't the intent. The intent was to use the same rhetoric that they use over the same shit to just basically expose the hypocrisy, not the fucking fact that, what white ain't shit, black ain't shit. Humans ain't shit, period. This is why I devote my life to animals for the most part. Right? But if we're going along those same lines, I think that's probably the most effective way to combat that shit, is to be like, look, if you're willing to say blacks is this, what are you willing to say about your people? Because if you're not willing to say anything about your people, then something is clearly wrong here.
Right.
And that's what the people should focus on. Like Matt Walsh pulled the shit off today, real slick like. He talking about, some nigga said, hey, white folks walk down the fucking sidewalk and they try and play this game of I'm not going to move, but I'll bump into your ass.
Yeah.
Matt Walsh going to tweet and be like, no white people do shit. We're just trying to get from point A to point B. So you speak for the whole race. You willing to fucking point out the glaring violation of fucking human rights that other niggas is, but no white people would ever do no shit like this. That's the shit people should focus on. Fuck all the race, fuck all the shit. Is that right there. That's why these motherfuckers don't listen to these bitches no more. For that reason.
The hypocrisy, the blatant hypocrisy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all I got, man. I'm out of here.
I appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Got to call out the hypocrites. Got to do it. My bad, Dre. Goldstein double dip. But it's got to be done. Jabari said, ask Elijah Safer, how did Australia become predominantly European? If you claim the land and civilization, you have to claim how it was acquired.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Oh, Australia. Australia was like little Africa too. You know, and they decimated the population there in their in Britain's colonialization, exploration.
Call from
Andre Brown.
Dre, what's up, yo?
Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and
Now,
Bill.
First, you know what I mean? It's going to be pure violence on me today. I'm choosing violence. First,
Okay.
fuck Mark Lamont Hill. What y'all talking about? Are those ex-slaves ratting out, you know what I mean, ratting out rebellion? Mark Lamont come from that seed of people.
Oh,
That's
man.
the line of people that he comes from. That's the weakness that a lot of American blacks got in them. They want to sell each other out. Now, I'm a proud U.S. Virgin Islander, ex-Danish West Indian person. Right? When we had our slave rebellion, nobody ratted out. We all got together, and no disrespect to white people. You know, we chopped them and we burnt them and dealt with them and got our freedom. We didn't need no Emancipation Proclamation by some, you know, undercover gay president to tell us that we free. You know what I mean? And if you really check it out, it only applied to the states that were in rebellion, not the states that were free and still had slaves in it. But I ain't gonna talk about that. That's something for another time. You know what I mean? I'm just mad that black people still in this day and age worrying about these people who don't use wash rags, who don't wash their damn legs. You know what I mean? Why you worrying about these people's opinion for? You know what I mean? And the cats were in their corner like a moist Lamont Hill. You know what I mean? I'm very tired of us as black people. We need to stop listening to them people like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the so-called FDA ask those people and stuff like that. They need to talk about this meretricious manumission, which means that basically that's a fancy word for snitching. Okay? That's a fancy word for snitching. You know what I mean? And that snitch shit that we need to get out of our system. We need to call these people out, bring them to the line, and make them punish them in one way or another. You know what I mean? If you're a female out here, if you're anybody out here, you listening to the opinions and taking seriously the opinions of a Mark Lamont Hill, you're stupid. You need to go drink Clorox and die. Don't reproduce. Don't pollute the genetic pool with your nonsense mentality. You know what I mean? We need to start to get serious and deal with people like these. You know what I mean? I'm choosing violence today. Now, I would say most of the other races, they imitate us. They hate us because they ain't us, and they imitate us. They fear us because without us, you know what I mean? I don't know about the Asian people, but I'm going to tell you about the white people. Because, you know what I mean? Simply the fact that the Moors are teaching them to know, wash your ass, you know what I mean? Keep cats, nothing wrong with cats. The cat get rid of rats who keep fleas that had y'all suffering from the Black Plague. Now, if I could go back in time, I'll tell the Moors, you know something? Don't give them this information. Let them die out. You know what I mean? Keep the females, because I'm a Paul hunter myself. Keep the females and let the men die out. Because their cowardice is the problem. You know what I mean? And then another thing, too, you're going to say because I have a bigger genitalia than you, that my mind is less developed than you. That means my body is more fully developed. You know what I mean? And another thing, too, you know, syphilis came into humans because some horny man slept with a bear. Just mellow and meditate on that for a minute. You know what I mean? Just mellow and meditate on that for a minute. So, like I said today, I choose violence. I'm tired of us those black people, because if I can see Mark Lamont Hill, I'm gonna follow him around laughing and put it in because he's stupid. You know what I mean? And I want him to say something to me so I could drop kick him in his chest. And I'm saying this to the dude who's been on dialysis off and on since 1996. I don't like him. You know what I mean? And that's part of the reason why I'm not on Twitter, because I actually threatened Roly Poly to slap some of the fat out of his jaw. You know what I mean? And with that, I need to get off of here and get myself in a Hotep and a Ma'at state because I'm unbalanced right now because I'm really mad. And to Alex, the new angel, you know what I mean? Sis, I hope you catch them, you know what I mean? And do like we like to do in the island. Tie them between two trees and chop one down so they can be split. With that, Hotep and Bill to the chat.
Hotep and Bill, brother. Caribbean folk built different, man. Caribbean folk built different. Niggas sound like some shit my pops would say. Lord have mercy. Chat, is there ever not a spicy moment on this show? Is there ever not a spicy moment on this show? There's always something at some point in this show. Shit's gonna go left, whether it's me or the call-ins or the topic. Something's gonna go left at some point. And today is just another one of those examples of you cannot miss an episode of the Grift Report. If you miss an episode of the Grift Report, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. It's just classics after classics after classics after classics. It's just every episode is just a classic. Maybe some more than others, but Read My Soul said this is the best show on YouTube. I don't care.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
I agree. I think this has to be the best show on the internet. I don't think it's even close. You know, Lizette said it's all spicy. Yeah, it is. This is a spicy show. We might as well call this the Spicy Report. We're waiting on James Bond from the West Coast to call in and defend Tupac. I thought Jabari was gonna have the CIA documents on Tupac today. Where's the file on Tupac, Jabari? Maybe he's not home. I know he had to pick up his son. Jabari, when are we getting that dissertation on Pac? Don't forget to tune in tonight, 8 p.m. for the Grift Report. So what are we talking about tonight? Hotep, Meek Mill, Not Like Us is number one, but at what cost? And more. Shout out to one of our producers of the show, Nerd Nash, at nerdnash.com.
Call from
James Bond, what's up, man?
What's going on, man?
What's good with him?
Sure, just get my workout in.
I love it. Was it powered by Apex?
Not yet.
Not yet. All right, it's all good. We're going to get you on it.
Yeah. But no, I was calling to defend Tupac.
Okay.
Y'all talking about he from the East Coast. He didn't claim the East Coast until he got to the West Coast and claimed the West Coast. So he can't be hood jumping if he didn't start off claiming the East Coast.
Talk about it.
Then let's get to a little bit. Y'all went crazy.
You got notes. I heard a paper flip.
Yeah. So one thing about blacks is we always call out our own, but we never call out when it's a white thing. So everybody thinks blacks is bad. They always provoke us into being bad. Like if you get pulled over or something like that, they always provoke you even though you're doing something right. And then with the AR thing, we train out here often. So if you got a scope on an AR, you're going to hit something.
Good point.
Oh my God, you said keep it under 60 seconds. So
there you go. I appreciate you. Hotep and Bill. Man, listen. Phone lines are closed. Phone lines are closed. I've just shut off the phone lines. Thank you. Thank you all for watching the show today. Very appreciative. Hey, I found a new tool. Y'all want to see it? Y'all want to see it? You want to see it? So check this out, right? I know y'all want to see it. So I just signed up for a free trial. This website is called what's it called? InstantChapters.com. And basically you pop your YouTube link in there and the AI reads the transcript and then provides the chapters so you can provide timestamps for your episode. So the good news is I'm now going to have timestamps for Hotep's Been Told You and the Grift Report. So you guys can. Now, it's not the best. I got to be honest with you. It's not the best. It's But it does well enough to at least segment it based upon some of the conversations. I really wanted it to catch like Grifter of the day and, you know, all of that stuff and the Men of Order and the Dap of the day. I really wanted to do all that, but it's catching the topics, which is really what's going to make people click. So it's probably doing better than what I would do because nobody's going to go, oh, you know, I'm going to click on Dap of the day. If you don't know the channel, you're not going to click on Grifter of the day, you know, all that stuff. Well, maybe Grifter of the day. So yeah, I don't know if you guys want to check that out, but, and I'm not getting paid to promote it, but looking forward to our partnership with Rumble. So hopefully that goes through. And with that being said, man, let me check on the Rumblers. Anything over Rumble? Shout out to my Rumblers. I appreciate you. Victor22, 2020, appreciate you. J Pylon, EMP, It's Just Me, K, appreciate y'all. I'll be back tonight, 8 p.m. Uncle Hotep. Make sure y'all tune in. Hit all the buttons on the screen. You know, like, subscribe, notifications, share. Hit them all, and let's get the word out there. People need this good content. And I'll be back tonight, man. Be well, stay merry. Tell somebody in your family that you love them, and R.I.P. to Alex, man, and much love to Millie, man. Hotep and Bill.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right? We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Seasons COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons looking like to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through. No one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year. Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.